Hey guys, it's GED question of the daytime, and I'm on my 5th video here that I've been doing on this subject. So hopefully you've been following along and have some understanding here. But let's take a look. It says write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. And bad news, for the first time I don't have multiple choice answers, so I'm just going to have to come up with this on my own. So I'll just remind you that the GED formula sheet has the equation of a line in slope-intercept form on it. It's the second one down under the algebra section. It says y equals mx plus b. Okay, looking at that, how do you take this generic formula and make it into the equation of a specific line? Well, you replace two values. You replace the m and the v, those variables, with two numbers. The m is the slope, and the b is the y-intercept. So let's go take a look at our graph to figure out these two things. Remember, the y-intercept is where my line crosses the y-axis. There it is. Now, where am I at on the y-axis at this point? You know, 0's way up here. I'm clearly in the negative range. This says it's -2, and this says it's -4, but I appear to be between that. What would be between that? Well, -3 would be directly between -2 and -4. So my b, my y-intercept, is -3. Okay. Now, how about my slope? How am I going to figure out my slope? I would remind you that to figure out the slope, you start at a point and you end at a point. Now, an interesting thing is, regardless of how you count, you're going to get the same answer. So I have some students who count boxes. They count boxes. They go, hey, I rise 1, 2. 2 boxes, and I run at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so my rise over run is 2 over 4. Well, remember that all final fraction answers should be reduced. So if you put that into your calculator, n over d, 2 on the top, 4 on the bottom, or if you reduce it by hand, I don't care, by dividing out the 2 yourself, either way you do it, you're going to see that you get the fraction 1/2. Which is exactly what you would have got if you'd had counted the units. What do I mean by that? Well, this is really only 1 unit. From -2 to -1, we just moved up 1 unit. Yeah, it was 2 boxes, but it was 1 unit. And from 2 to 4, we just moved over 2 units. So I would get 1 over 2, whether I was counting units or I was counting boxes, okay? So I found that I have a slope, an m, of 1/2. Now, that being said, all you have to do to write the equation of a line is plug in that slope, that m, and that b, that y-intercept. Let's do it. So y is equal to, our m is 1/2. Shove that up against the x plus, oh, not plus, because it's -3. I'm going to be super lazy. I know that adding -3 is just the same as minusing 3. So I just write my sign. If it's a negative number, I just write minus. And there you go. That is the equation of this line in slope-intercept form. And students go, well, what should I do with that equation? You don't do anything. It's done. That's it. You wrote the equation of a line. All right. If you have any questions about that or any other GED math concept, be sure to drop it in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer it.